Hello, divine beings. It's the Apollo Chi, they, them pronouns. I am walking home back from my yoga class, and all of this information is coming through for me to share. And I was like, you know what? In the past, I would just wait and be like, okay, I gotta wait until I'm at this place and this time and it's quiet. And I'm not going to do that because when the message comes, it needs to come through and divine inspiration is here. So I'm just going to channel this through. The real way how to actually heal trauma. As someone who has healed trauma and the impacts, 15 chronic mental, physical illnesses, disorders in my body, I've learned a couple of things. I've mastered healing. I've mastered myself. I'm going to walk on a side road so it's a little less loud. Give me 1 second, y'all. How to actually heal trauma is from the root. It is from the root. Now, in this society, we think the root is our physical being, and that is not true. The root of who we are is energetic. The root of who we are is invisible to our outer senses. The root of who we are is our soul. It's our energetic blueprint. Remember, everything, like I will always say this, everything is both matter and energy. Quantum physics shows this. It affirms this, what has already been known and will always be true. And so the energetic root of who we are is an energetic blueprint made up of light codes, of sacred geometry, of colors and energy waves. Now, the matter, the external manifestation, what we see in the physical, is the expression of that is our DNA, right? Just like you can go into your DNA, turn certain genes on and off, you can take out certain genes and splice certain genes together and create different expressions and all of that yummy good stuff. It is literally the same on an energetic level. You can call in different light codes, call in different colors, different energy waves, different sacred geometric shapes into your geometric blueprint, the blueprint of who you are that makes up your soul. And so when it comes to trauma, what happens is that trauma impacts us on an energetic level and leaves an energetic imprint into our DNA and into our energetic blueprint. I feel like I said energetic 5 times, but y'all, you're with me. I'm going to keep on saying it. And so the trauma creates disharmony within the blueprint that we have within us. And then that condenses down because our energy body, our energy field is the least dense part of us. And so imagine molecules of, let's say, water, right? When you heat that water up, it gets faster and faster. The molecules go faster and faster, and it becomes vapor. And that is the least dense form of water. Now, if that water is slowed down, the molecules are slowed down, it becomes more and more dense. And it becomes solid. It becomes ice, the most dense form. Well, not actually, but for the purpose of this, I just want to illustrate what's actually happening when our energy becomes physical and turns into our physical bodies, because our bodies are also physical and energetic. And so when that energy has a huge impact from the traumatic experience. Remember, the traumatic experience is a huge imprint on the energetic body. It creates a disharmony because that traumatic experience creates energy that has not been processed. And so the energy is stuck there. When I say stuck, I don't want to say it's stuck as in like it can't leave or be released, but is in a place where it is not meant to be. And it creates a lot of issues. It creates blockages, it creates constriction, it creates tension. And then it becomes manifest into our external reality, into our physical reality, into mental health and illnesses, into emotional dysregulation, into physical health and illnesses, into disorders, into generational issues, addictions, depression, anxiety. Things that you wonder, why does this keep happening to people in my family from generation to generation? Why does it keep showing up again and again? This person and this person and this person having this disorder, having this physical illnesses, cancer. It is all originates from, on an energetic level, disharmony with your core energetic blueprint. That is the unique signature of your source aspect, the unique signature of your source embodiment, who you are meant to be and express as a divine being and as a divine particle piece of source, God, Allah, universe, whatever you want to call the creator. It doesn't really matter. So, it's cold out here. How to actually heal trauma is to get to the root of who we are, and that is to address our energy, is to address our energetic blueprint. And you get to that energetic blueprint through the quantum field. Because that trauma has created frequencies within our bodies that are not aligning to the original blueprint. If our blueprint is A and the trauma is giving us a D, those two things aren't in an alignment, and it's going to create issues. And so you have to go into the quantum field and heal it on a quantum field, which means just bringing that energy back into alignment by releasing that code, releasing that energy, frequency, vibration that has kept that person not being able to come into harmony within themselves. You got to go in there, do some surgery. Literally, it's just, honestly, it's quantum surgery. Call in codes, take out codes, connect to the spiritual team, the medical team of the person, figure out what it is exactly is happening, what needs to be changed. And then that's the back end. And then the front end, y'all, the front end of that is being able to figure out what is the expression of the trauma. So this particular energy of this traumatic experience, how is it being expressed? Imagine a string connecting from you all the way to the past. And you pull on that string and you keep pulling and you keep pulling. You say, okay, where does it go? Where does it go? Where does it end? And you get to the end and you see, okay, well, 300, 400, 500 years ago, my ancestors were stolen from their motherland. They experienced hardship and brutality, which created a lot of tension and stress within their body, which they had no way to resolve. And so that tension and stress created immune system responses because there was unresolved energy within them, all of this hurt and pain and anguish within them that they could not resolve. And so the immune system started to act crazy, and the craziness of the immune system created, what do we call things like lupus, generational patterns of mental health illnesses, addiction. And so the expression of that past history then becomes in the front-facing physical illnesses, disorders, mental health disorders. And then you go to the front end and you say, okay, we see here that, okay, this is the underlying cause of your addiction. This is the underlying cause of why you go after people who are unavailable, who don't treat you the way you are meant to be treated. This is the underlying cause why you don't love yourself in your feminine or masculine energy, or that you disrespect the feminine or masculine energy. And then you on the front end, determine the behaviors necessary to help that energy cement itself that was just healed, to cement itself, to create a new reality, a new paradigm that is in alignment with your true core signature energy. It is a front and back end job. The front end is more of like the coaching. It's the health coaching, the counseling, the nutritional coaching. It's the purging. It's allowing right on the back end, everything on the back end to be released. So on the front end, you move differently. You experience this reality, the physical reality, differently. Whew. My fingers are cold, y'all. I'm not used to this. After being in an island for a year, my body has not adjusted. So give me a second. Give me a second here. So it takes both. On the front end, you might be given ancestrally. We're talking about ancestral wisdom here. You might be given, and I'm not talking about just human ancestors, y'all. I'm talking about civilizations that existed where there were many multidimensional beings. Atlantis, Lemuria. You might be given a plant medicine. You might be given a crystal, or experience crystal healing or energy healing through crystals. Sound healing. So big in many of these ancient civilizations was sound healing, because we are made up of energy waves. The quantum field is made up of energy, and that it consists of waves. And so we are wave beings. And sound is what? Light that travels through waves. Energy that travels through waves. Information that travels through waves. That can help us come into alignment, into our true energy signature, or keep us out of alignment. So to actually heal trauma requires a holistic approach, a mind, body, soul approach. Because you heal the soul, you heal the energy, you go into the quantum field, you do the work, you do the surgery. Right? And then on the front end, you still have to see the expressions and determine how to change the habits that have been cemented over not even just your lifetime. We're talking about hundreds of years for many folks, hundreds of years. You think of the pain, the trauma, the hurt, the wars, all of that rooted in hundreds, sometimes thousands of years of dysfunction. You know how strong that energy signature is that has been created over all those years? And so you have to be conscious and aware of yourself and how you are showing up in your life. And so that's where the mindfulness comes in. That's where the meditation comes in, because you have to learn your true self. Because all this time you've been operating it as someone else. That is not you. And not you mean your authentic being. Your authentic being is the being of who you are on a soul level. Who your soul decided to say, okay, in my greatest power and truth as a soul, my ego, my personality is this. And so this holistic approach is necessary. But we in this society, this Western-based society, and the Western science, divorced from the actual truth of this reality, has only focused on the physical. Throwing millions of dollars, y'all, millions of dollars into the healthcare system that is keeping no one healthy. It's keeping no one well. And that's what you get when you're only looking at half of the equation. Because to actually heal trauma, you need the full picture, a full understanding of what is happening to the human being, to both the physical and the energetic. To both the physical and the energetic. And so that is the truth of how we heal as individuals, as a collective, is having healers who not only have this understanding and have healed themselves, because that what you heal in yourself, you can heal others, because what you heal in yourself, you now have the codes, y'all, to heal in another human. You can give those codes to another human as a healer, and that's what I do. And it also requires a deep reshaping of how we see our human beings, how we see our humanness, to include the energetic, to include vibration and frequency, to include the spiritual. And when I say spiritual, I'm not talking about, a lot of people always think spiritual, they talk about the woo-woo, it's the woo-woo. But you know what? It's the woo-woo that healed me, and it has healed countless of others, and has healed people for thousands and thousands of years. So how about you put some respect on the woo-woo and understand that it is rooted in ancient science and a true understanding of this reality. Otherwise, I wouldn't be talking to you here today. I would have offered myself a long time ago. Let's be real. Let's be real. I feel like that triggered someone. You know, there are blessings and wisdom in our triggers. There's an episode that I did about triggers. I think you should watch that. Or not watch that. Oh, well, I guess you can watch, you can listen. It's on my YouTube, where I'll probably be posting this. But it's also important that we begin to see our triggers for the wisdom and the learnings that they give us. Because there is no healing without being triggered. How you going to know what you got to heal if you don't know what's being triggered? Oh, wait, how do you? Yes. Just listen. Anyways, going back to what I was saying before I go off on a tangent. Spirit is telling me to wrap it up. To actually heal trauma requires a full perspective of who we are as humans, the truth of who we are that has been hidden from us. I'm not about to get into who's been hidden from, why it's been hidden, but it has been to keep us sick, to keep us distracted, so that we don't embody the fullness of not only ourselves, but our power, of our magic. And the beauty and the harmony and the peace that we can live individually and collectively as a human collective. It requires a quantum field. It requires energy work. It requires understanding how to reprogram the mind from an energetic perspective. It requires behaviors and habit change. It requires awareness and perspective shifts. It requires shedding old personalities and ways of being. It requires it all. And it requires a society that deeply is committed to creating systems and structures that are supportive of our healing. If we don't live in a healing-centered world, we're just living in a world that hurts. It continually hurts us. So if we don't have healing-centered systems and structures, healing systems and structures, then who we are and what we need to truly heal this trauma-centered world. That's what we live in. We live in a trauma-centered world. Will be difficult to become into fruition. And so I am so grateful for every single human being who takes it upon themselves to walk the healing journey, which inevitably will lead you to a spiritual journey, because they are one and the same. in order to heal to the truth of who you are. It requires you get connected to the truth of your soul, to the truth of this world. Because that work is not easy. To heal trauma, especially trauma that's been there for generations, embedded deeply into the energy, it's not easy. It is painful. Because in order to heal it, you gotta feel it. So to actually heal your trauma, I'm about to say, stop going to your medical doctor because they don't know much. But it's the truth. It is literally the truth. The vast majority of medical doctors don't know what they're talking about because they don't even know. They're looking at the picture wrong. They're looking at it from the side when you got to look at it from above to see what's actually going on. So that's that on that. I'm going to get out of this cold because my fingers are starting to... they're starting to get numb. But that is that piece of wisdom and information that I was meant to provide to y'all. As always, whenever you are, thank you for listening, for being open-minded to receive this information, to being curious, to seeking the truth. I don't take it for granted, and I'm so grateful for you. Take care of yourself. The 3 deep breaths after this. Take care of your body, your mind, and your soul. Peace.